2 days later, Aurora Reach woke up expecting a normal morning, which immediately told her something was wrong. The room felt strange, too quiet, too comfortable, too clean. Her body ached. Not badly, just enough to remind her she'd been through something. She slowly sat up. The blankets slipped from her shoulders. Her head felt heavy. Her ribs hurt, and her throat felt strangely dry. Aurora rubbed her eyes. What the? The last thing she remembered was cannon fire, the arena, the explosions, the final shell, then nothing. A faint mechanical voice spoke from somewhere inside the room. Good morning, Aurora Reach. Aurora nearly jumped. Oh, right, the tower AI. Status? You were placed into a medical recovery coma following severe injuries sustained during the 3rd annual challenge. Aurora blinked. A coma? Correct. How long? 2 days. Aurora stared at the ceiling. Huh. Then laughed. Well, that sucks. Slowly she stood. Everything felt sore, but functional. The tower's medical systems had clearly done their job. After stretching for a few moments, she headed toward the door, completely unaware that her world was about to change. The lounge erupted the second she appeared. Aurora! Plum was moving before anyone else. The next thing Aurora knew, she was being squeezed half to death. Ellie joined, then Mira, then even Pines stepped forward. Aurora laughed. What is wrong with all of you? Nobody answered. They were just relieved. Aurora smiled. Seriously. She hugged them back. How long was I asleep? A couple days, Ellie answered. The tower had to operate. Aurora winced. That sounds expensive. It was. Aurora laughed. Good. Normal. Everything felt normal. At first. Then she noticed something. The smiles didn't stay. The excitement faded too quickly. The room felt heavy. Everybody looked exhausted. Pines, Ellie, Plum, even Mira, especially Mira. Aurora frowned. What? Nobody answered. The silence felt wrong. Aurora looked around, then joked. You all look like something important died. Nobody laughed. Aurora's smile faded, slowly. The room became very quiet. Her stomach dropped. Oh, nobody moved. Aurora swallowed. Oh no. A horrible realization formed. There is? The girls nodded, solemnly. Aurora felt tears immediately, instantly, without warning. The eclipse had taught her many things. One of them was that silence usually meant loss. Her voice cracked. Kale? The room somehow looked even sadder. Aurora's eyes widened. No, no, no. Her heart started racing. She could barely breathe. Then another thought hit her, one so ridiculous she almost laughed. Darius? To her surprise, they shook their heads. Aurora stared, confused, lost. Then Mira stepped forward, her entire body trembling. Tears already streaming down her face. Her voice barely worked. Me. Silence. Aurora stared at her. The word didn't make sense. Not at first. Then it did. And somehow made even less sense. Aurora's knees gave out. She collapsed. Mira. The room blurred through tears. Why? The single word shattered Mira. She fell to her knees too, completely broken. Pines moved immediately, before Aurora could think the wrong thing, before guilt could take root, before misunderstanding could poison everything. His voice cut through the room. To save you. Aurora froze. Pines continued. He was killing you. The words hit like a hammer. Aurora stopped breathing. He figured out a cord wouldn't register as a weapon. Pines looked away briefly. He waited until you were unconscious. The room remained silent. He was strangling you. Aurora stared at him, unable to process it, unable to accept it. The words sounded impossible. The Kale she knew wouldn't do that. The Kale she loved wouldn't do that. The Kale she trusted. The window was open. Pines continued quietly. He already had an escape route prepared. Aurora felt sick. The room tilted, the memories, the visits, the smiles, the dinners, the conversations. Every one of them suddenly looked different. Wrong. Like she had been staring at a painting upside down her entire life. Then another question surfaced. A question somehow even more impossible. How? Pines looked at her, his expression grim. Darius! Aurora laughed, a horrible laugh, a broken laugh, the kind people made when reality stopped making sense. No. Pines pulled out the communicator, opened the message, held it out. Aurora read it. Aurora. Danger. Kale. That was it. Nothing else. No explanation. No story. Just enough. Just enough to save her life. Aurora stared. then laughed again through tears. Oh my God, nobody spoke. This has to be a dream. Silence. The message remained. Real, undeniable. Aurora looked toward Mira and finally noticed something. The house reach emblem, removed. Neatly placed on the floor, in front of her, like an offering, like a surrender. Mira couldn't even look at her. I'm not worthy of it. Her voice cracked. I'm sorry. Aurora stared, then realized. Mira thought she'd hate her. Mira thought she'd blame her. Mira thought she'd lost her family. The realization broke something inside Aurora. She crawled forward, through tears, through heartbreak, through grief, through confusion, until she reached Mira, then wrapped both arms around her, pulling her close, holding her. Mira froze. Aurora buried her face into her shoulder, crying, and whispered one word. Thank you. Mira broke completely. The tears returned instantly, harder than before. Aurora pulled back just enough to look at her, then said it louder. For everyone. Sister. The room collapsed. Ellie started crying. Plum started crying. Even Pines looked away. The grief was still there. The betrayal was still there. The loss was still there. But something else existed too. Family, real family, not blood. Choice. Aurora held Mira tighter. Not because she killed Kale, because she saved Aurora, and because she had carried the weight alone for 2 days. No longer. Not anymore. The faction would carry it together. As they always had. Far above Nero Vega, a camera drone hovered silently outside the tower. Recording, broadcasting, witnessing. Millions watched, across the galaxy, across dozens of worlds, across every house, every faction, every system. The footage spread instantly, not the betrayal, not the attack. This, the aftermath, the forgiveness, the embrace, the family. And somewhere far away on reach, Kenny and Celine watched too. Neither spoke, neither moved. The room remained silent. Celine's eyes filled with tears. Kenny's hands clenched into fists, not from anger, helplessness. Phone day was still weeks away. Aurora needed them now, and for the first time in years. The legendary Kenny Reach felt completely powerless. On the screen, his daughter cried in the arms of her chosen family, and all he could do was watch.